Vigo County's superintendent is just days away from starting off his first school year in this position. We've told you about Dr. Chris Himsel. He inherits a school district in transition with plenty of issues on the table. But he took time to sit down one-on-one with News 10's Rondrell Moore. New for you now at 6, Rondrell explains how that conversation went.
We asked you to tell us your biggest concerns heading into the school year as parents and students, and far and away, the biggest issue was bullying. I asked Himsel face-to-face what he plans to do about the problem, and he answered.
There's a gap somewhere in the normal, typical progression of social development, which, for example, happens in things like playing on the playground.
Several people brought up when they have had issues in the past with their child being bullied, they feel as though when they bring it to faculty, administration, members of the school board, it's not dealt with, it's not properly addressed.
I've heard the whole "you're not doing anything about it," and the reality of it is we are doing something about it. But when you're dealing with something along the lines of bullying, bullying is a repeated behavior. It's not a one-time incident. That's not bullying. It's an incident that occurs repeatedly over a period of time. When you're dealing with bullying, we may try something to try to correct the behavior or redirect the behavior. Might not work. It needs to be reported so that we can come back and try something else. And then hopefully we get to the point where it works and we see an elimination of the behavior that we're talking about.
Is that something that the parents are brought along in your philosophy? Are the parents brought along on that process to say, okay, your child is being bullied, so this is what we're going to do. Step one, we're going to make sure that this action is taken. Okay, that didn't work. Step two, are they brought along for that?
That is an interesting aspect, and the reason why I say it's interesting is because each parent, each child that's involved, both have the right to privacy in those issues. We try to share as much as we can without crossing that line where we have violated the other child's and the other family's privacy. And people seem to understand wanting their privacy protected. They're less patient about having the other family's privacy protected. I can say from my perspective that we're going to work tirelessly to make sure that we are trying to create a healthy and safe and learning environment for each and every child.
Himsel also talked about a new initiative called Rachel's Challenge that's meant to deal with the bullying problem. It's scheduled to be an item of discussion at tonight's school board meeting. We'll explain what it is and how it may help solve the problem tonight on News 10 on My Fox 10 and News 10 Night Watch.